I'm currently reading Daniel Ellsberg's Secrets, a memoir of Vietnam and the Pentagon Papers. In that, I came across a description of the author's first peace action that he went to. The paragraph reads, "Actually, I was ambivalent. In fact, I could agree with most of what I was hearing. My reservations about being there were not so much about what the speakers were saying. It seemed to me that they were on solid ground even if they didn't have inside information, as about possibly having my picture taken. I would have been glad if all of this could have been enough influence to get the bombing stopped and put a lid on our involvement. But Patricia and her friends didn't know any of that." Paragraph ends. I want to repeat the phrase that caught my attention. Even if they didn't have inside information. Now, we all have a conscience. True, in some people it is either smothered under a layer of willful indifference, falsely described as atrophied, or caked over with warped and evil views, but it is always there, and in its truest form, it is reasonably in tune with our highest self. Now, I'm aware many of the layers of distortion begin in childhood, so it may not seem to be the case, but it is when one strips away the evil parts of social conditioning. To some extent, we know that because of the self-justifications indulged in by many who commit evil, self-justifications that they have to apply again and again and again in a vain attempt to self-hypnotize themselves into a different reality, a reality where those evils are somehow acceptable. There are torturers who have cried while doing the will of evil. There are soldiers who took part in mass murder who are traumatized by seeing the evil they are doing. Neither are badly affected as their victims, of course, but their damage to themselves and their need for self-hypnosis, preferably in a group so they can share the blame and get a little bit of mutual reinforcing, speaks to the inner knowledge, their conscience, that says what they are doing is wrong. Incidentally, when that's absent, we are quite possibly dealing with a true psychopath, a being so devoid of empathy that they could perhaps be considered an embodiment of evil. We don't necessarily have to get a report outlining carefully what is happening, what the evidence is, and why actions are right or wrong, although we do for legal action and holding people to account in the physical world to ensure fairness rather than gossip or vengeance. But morally, we have no such excuse. The better parts of ourselves, the better parts of our the better angels of our nature, to use the phrase Lincoln borrowed, polished, and made famous, know that having an unearned advantage through the vagaries of one's birth, which is also called privilege, is not right, nor is condemning people or assuming characteristics on the basis of innocent aspects they have no particular control over, such as the colour of their skin, their sexual preference, gender identity, that their genes have given them, or any of a range of characteristics used to arbitrarily assign people to outsider minorities. Nor is profound inequality and the things that come out of that, such as extreme poverty, acceptable. I am of the opinion that many people try to deny such horrors or turn away, or try to justify inaction. For example, charity starts at home, to which the proper reply is, but it doesn't stop there, because we know that what we are seeing is wrong. We may also fear not being able to help, or not being able to do enough to make a difference. That is where the knowledge in reports can help. But the first act, the first tiny baby step, is acknowledging what is wrong in what we are seeing. Don't turn your face away. Be brave. Allow your heart to be wounded by another's pain, and thus have the courage to truly be human. Blessed be.